Well, hello. I hope everyone is good. I am wearing a hat today because my hair desperately needs a cut and I haven't had time to do it. I've had quite a bit on my plate lately. Well, I could be doing it now, but I'm dedicating my time to you, my dears. So do me a favor, like and subscribe if you haven't already, please. Today is also, the skies are really angry. It's been thundering and stuff, which actually reflects my sentiments today because I have a friend. He's been abused by his family his entire life. And he's beginning to stand up for himself. So I want to talk about this because he's been told by people, be the bigger person. And he was told by his family that he's selfish. So I want to talk about this today because it really breaks my heart when someone says that to someone, be the bigger person. It really breaks my heart. So I want to talk about that in this video. Have you been told to be the bigger person, or have you been told that you're selfish when you leave a toxic dynamic in order to heal yourself? When people tell you be the bigger person, what do they mean? What does it even mean? Does it mean that you should be a doormat? Does it mean you should take it lying down and then say thank you very much? So what does it really mean? Now, there are two ways of being the bigger person. Number one, you continue suffering. You continue to let them do whatever they want at your expense, and you suffer in vain. You volunteer to be everyone's punchbag. The other is to suffer, but to endeavor to come to some sort of realization as to why you are suffering. Suffering without knowing why, without really questioning what's really going on with you inside, is not only damaging to yourself, it's damaging to other people around you as well. Because your anger, your sadness and resentment, they have no outlet but to lash on to the next poor sod who's gonna take your wrath. Questioning why you're suffering will heal you. Okay, now back to my friend. He's been abused his entire life, and right now he's just starting to awaken to everything, and he's been called selfish. He kind of he's doing a low contact sort of thing. He's gone off somewhere to start his healing journey. And the family is calling him selfish. Now, I'll tell you what selfish is, okay? Selfish is when you refuse to heal, when you refuse to heal yourself and put the blame on others. Selfish is when you use other people as the scapegoat, as the punchbag for all your anger and your sadness. Selfish is continuing the cycle of abuse just because you were abused. Okay, there is no excuse for that. Generational curse is so effed up. It's upside down. It's like the other way round. It's like a line of dominoes that's just falling and falling, and nobody is willing to stop it. They just allow it to go on. Nobody wants to put a stop to it because for as long as there is a scapegoat, for as long as there is a punchbag, for as long as there's someone who is willing to take all the abuse, it will just continue. Generational curse breakers are people with the awareness and the good-heartedness to say, this rubbish stops here. It stops where I am. I am not going to pass the buck to someone else. And generational curse breakers are called selfish. So I want to do this video because I want to remind you, okay? And we all need reminding once in a while because it's tough. It's tough because do you know how many people either hate or are triggered by those who go on the spiritual path? A few hundred years ago, they were burnt at the stake or left to starve in the mountains or in the jungle. And today, it's just another kind of isolation. So I just want to remind you that you are not selfish if you're on the journey of healing, okay? Healing is not something that we choose. It's not something that we jump and say, me, me next. No, it's not a picnic. It's terrifying, but it's the most noble thing that you can do. So back to my friend. The love bombing, the hoovering has started. So it's like his life is like a pendulum between being love bombed and being abused, being love bombed and being abused. And he's in so much conflict about it, because he's only just started to awaken to all this. He was in denial for the longest time. And now he finds it so tempting to go back to what feels familiar. Because his family has been assholes to him his whole life. It's kind of like it's Auschwitz, but it's home. It's that sort of thing. If you're Jewish, I'm sorry if you're offended by it. No offense meant. We need so much strength and determination to go on this path and not to look back, because it's like the proverbial crabs in a bucket. If one crab is not satisfied with the status quo and it starts to climb up, then all the others pull it down, because, I don't know, misery loves company, because, they'd rather stay down there and they don't want to see you climb up because it triggers them. Because I know people who are on the brink of healing. And in the 26th mile of the marathon, they went back to the toxic environment, to the toxic place that they came from. And it's because it feels familiar, because it feels comfortable. And it's actually very difficult to get out of it. But here's the thing. Cutting off contact is not really the ultimate answer. It's just the first step. It's like a cancer. You see, toxic people is like cancer. Okay? Cutting them off is just the first step. Because if we don't heal ourselves, we'll still be providing the nice, warm, fuzzy, sugary bed for them to come back, for the cancer to return. It's like pulling weeds from your garden. You still need to tend to the soil so that it's healthy and fertile for you to grow your nice, juicy, sweet tomatoes or cabbages or whatever you want for your life. Life is pretty simple. We have one job, just one job, and that's to heal ourselves. Everyone should heal themselves. It's nobody's responsibility to heal someone else. It's not someone else's responsibility to heal us. We have only that one job. So the next time someone says to you, you should be the bigger person, you send them this video. Okay? Okay.